This is going to be a relatively quick update for my 2DS XL. I went and just did my own custom repair where I just had these where I just soldered two of the wires, two of the pins of the little switch here, and I'm just going to have them extending out of the actual case. And I'll just find my own little simple little button, and I'll just have it sticking outside. Now, of course, this is going to be it's going to be ugly, but instead of spending $50 to get this thing repaired, I repaired it myself for free. And the only reason why I was able to do that is because I did manage to find a relatively small tip for my soldering iron. And I was able to get into the small little areas and properly solder onto wires. So all I gotta do now is put this thing back together, find a new button for the right trigger, and see if everything works. And if everything works, I will come back and finish up this video. Might as well take this opportunity to come back and actually explain what I did. Now, one thing I had to do is I had to cut out this nice big old gap here to allow the wires to go through with these because the wires were getting pinched and the actual case itself wasn't properly closing. So I had to go in there and chew out some of the plastic. And what I did to actually get the button to work is that if you see the three pins, if the camera properly autofocuses, you see those three pins. You attach one wire to the middle, and you can attach another wire to any of the two outer pins. You just need to attach two wires, one to the middle and one to the outer, and you'll be able to get the trigger to fully start working again. Luckily, again, the triggers on my DS weren't ripped off, so all I had to do was just solder two wires to the solder points, and I got myself a fully working trigger. But that's without the backing on. I still have to put the backing on, turn the DS back on, go back into Minecraft and see if I can still knock down trees and whatnot. So I'm going to go and put this thing back together, do some testing, and come back in with a yay or nay. Though I do need to eventually replace the battery in this thing, so that is something else I will need to do eventually. Alright, so here is Autism Craft. And let's see what happens when I do something you're not supposed to do in the game and actually dig down. Well, trying to do this one-handed is a definite pain in the ass. But as you can tell, when I push the two wires down, the right trigger activates, which means what I did does in fact work. So what I need to do now is I need to find a simple simple actuator button, and use that to replace the and just solder onto this. How am I not dead? Huh, so you only drop to a certain distance. Interesting. Well, with that said, I'm going to shut this sucker down, solder everything back together, get everything all cleaned up, and come back. Alright, so I got the switch the DS put back together. I got a new switch on here. As you can tell, it's just a simple little button switch. It's not as protruding as I thought it would be, so it still looks halfway decent. I can't use any custom grips on it or anything like that. But as you can tell, everything now fully works. The only thing that could be a bit annoying is the audible click, but that's to be expected because I went and repaired this thing myself. So now I can play Autism Craft without any problems. Well, it's nice to see I didn't have to waste $50 to get this thing repaired when I could do it myself. And personally, I kind of like it. Personally, I kind of like having this extra little trigger here instead of just going with these little EB buttons. But that's just me. So what I gotta do now is I gotta fully charge the thing up again and really test it. So yeah, I've basically fixed my $50 2DS XL. I use the part from this little controller here. This little controller is from the rock crawler I'm using to tow my life-size Congo at my anime conventions and whatnot. In that most recent video I just uploaded, asking for some help on the RC side of things, I ended up getting the aircraft parts, so I'm gonna. So in about a week or so, I'll upload another video of hopefully of me getting Congo fully working properly. So I guess that'll be it for now.